Here's Ryan Lindley on the Corky's Hotline, back on the Scott and BR Show on XX1090. Hi, Ryan.
How you doing?
Doing really good. Yourself?
Great.
What's up with the beard, man? You getting ready for Rosh Hashanah tonight, or what's going on with that thing?
Yeah, just I guess it's growing. Just see where it goes.
Dude, I'll tell you where I think it should go. Get cleaned right off, dude.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Shave it off, huh?
Oh, it's a bad look.
Okay, bad look.
I'm
Okay.
not into it. Hey, good-looking young man. I mean, come on, shave the beard. What's up? Ryan, would you say that the post-game locker room after this Michigan game, were you guys devastated? I mean, as the reports go?
I mean, I think it's this team wants it bad enough where I think any time that we don't play up to our expectations and end up losing the game because of it, we're going to be pretty upset. We're going to be pretty disappointed in ourselves, frustrated. I mean, there are a lot of emotions, a lot of words you could use to describe it. And yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty emotional locker room after the game.
It was probably a little more emotional at halftime. It's 21-0 Michigan. I mean, I would imagine there'd be some pretty raw emotions in that locker room.
Yeah, I think I think we took a pretty positive stance in the locker room. Knowing hey, it's we can score pretty quick if we need to. It's really just going to take a little break. I mean, we were moving the ball decently well. We were just kind of finding a way to stop ourselves, I think. And, I think it's just something that we knew we needed to just kind of get it together and finally get it click.
All right, we're talking to Ryan Lindley, San Diego State's senior quarterback. This is Scott and BR on XX1090. Ryan, do you think, give us an opinion on this, that playing there, 110,000, walking onto that field and seeing, what's going on at that place, oh, my God. I mean, it's a very different environment than what you guys are accustomed to or have probably ever seen. Did that play any role?
I don't think so. I'm not sure how much, if it did, but I don't think it was enough to really affect us a whole lot. I think it was just something that, and we talked about as seniors, as a team, that a lot of that started, and a lot of that's about your week of preparation. I think we didn't prepare well enough. I think, and as much as Coach Long wants to take the blame, I'm honestly, I think it's the players. We go play the game, and he prepares us, and he does as much as he can, but it comes down to us executing.
And it was fairly early in the game. It was in the first quarter, and Ronnie Hillman loses his first fumble, and it's something like that from a guy that never fumbles, for him to fumble the ball away, and you start looking around. I've been in a huddle before when it's happened, and you're looking around and you're going, that's not supposed to be happening. That doesn't happen to us.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that we have enough experience. We got enough mature guys in our huddle, especially the offensive side of the ball, that we didn't really let that phase us. And a lot of things went wrong, and I think just a testament to those guys, they kept pushing. We don't let anybody hang their head, and nobody got to that.
All right, Ryan Lindley, San Diego State senior quarterback, back on XX1090 on Scott and BR via the Corky's Hotline. Again, back to your quote, I picked a bad day to have a bad day. For you personally, what do you think went wrong with your game? And look, there were some drop passes. There were some fumbles, we know it. But I even think about towards the very end where you overthrew a wide-open wide receiver, and I think it was fourth down. It just wasn't your day for some reason. Have you thought about it? Have you watched the film? Do you have any analysis as to why it all went wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I think, there's always little things that we need to fix, but a lot of it, I think, just comes down to footwork and how you play yourself. And at the quarterback position, it kind of starts with the feet up. And for me, I just kind of, especially after that and how rough it was, I was pretty tough on myself. And just, you really need to be pretty critical about it and make sure nothing like that happens again. So I think it's a lot of stuff that we can just kind of get together, iron out some footwork stuff this week, and be ready to roll come TCU.
Yeah, and that's kind of the big deal now is, this. I think a lot of us put so much into this Michigan game, and we were talking to Rocky last week, and we're like, dude, this is a Super Bowl.
Right.
And he's like, no, it's really not. And we're like, no, but it really is. And he's like, no, it's not. He's like, TCU, Boise State, these are much, much bigger games. And here's what Coach Long said to us yesterday. He said, TCU's better than Michigan, so we better forget about what happened and get on to trying to play with these guys.
For sure. TCU's a team, obviously, that had a ton of success. And they got a lot of guys coming back this year. They lost some key guys, but at the same time, they're playing some good football. And like Coach Long said, and he's told us, and I think we know that they're a better team than Michigan. And at the same time, you kind of think that might it might be a little disappointing or discouraging, but we know that honestly, if we played the way we could have, we should have came out with a W last weekend. And it's something that we know that we need to improve. We need to play better football, and we'll do that.
Aside from that, how do you get your guys back out on the field and get them to forget? I mean, they have to immediately forget the Michigan game.
Yeah, I think it too, and especially with something like that, it's a fine line. Mm-hmm. You want to kind of use it and know that you didn't play well, and use it as motivation to go hard in practice. Make sure you kind of fix those things and take the effort to the next level. But at the same time, you don't want it to be discouraging or a negative kind of thing where it's kind of lingering in the back of guys' minds. So it's kind of, you just kind of got to move on. You got to get motivated by TCU, and especially for us, I think we can get motivated and go after them because they're a great team.
Yeah, and consider this for San Diego State fans that look, the game's not this weekend; it's next weekend. The Chargers play at home this weekend, and then they're away for a month. San Diego State is going to give us our home cooking football.
That's it.
Here's the thing about TCU: they lost their opener to Baylor in what was a really exciting game. They lost 50-48. Since then, they've beaten Air Force, Louisiana Monroe, Portland State, and they play SMU this weekend. By the time they get to San Diego State, the reality is they will not have faced anybody that is perceived to be really, really good. So an excellent opportunity for San Diego State to, and I'm going to put this in quotes, sneak up on TCU, Ryan.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I don't know if at this point you can sneak up on anybody. I think they're a well-coached team, and Coach Patterson's going to have them ready to play, whether that's this week or next week. I think maybe last year we could sneak up on some people based on who were in the past, but I think people realize what's coming at them when they're playing the Aztecs now.
I love it, and I love hearing that you guys care so much. That was a devastated locker room, and I love reading some of these guys saying, hey, it wasn't like that a couple of years ago. It's like that now because we expect to win when we get on the field. Ryan, looking forward to that TCU game. Thanks very much for the time this morning.
No problem. Thanks for having me.